Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to our second episode ever of our brand new channel, Redcon 1 Tactical. I'm your man Cody.
I'm Hunter.
This is Hunter. And for those of you that watched our first video, you know that we did a unboxing video of the
April Fool's E-Bike mystery box.
April Fool's mystery box. Now I gotta say, for anybody that watched that first video, I feel like when I went back and I was editing it, and I felt like I was a little bit too harsh, maybe a little too much negativity.
Yeah.
I apologize. I'm sorry. I was a little disappointed. There was a lot that went into that. We spent the last week. We were hoping to have a video up sooner, but we spent the last week really kind of putting them to the test.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the guns in case you guys don't remember. The first one that we unboxed was the Cyma or Kyma CYMA. I apologize. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it. This bad boy right here. Full metal, imitation wood, and plastic mag. At first glance, I pulled this out of the box and I was like, give me a break. I hate AK-47s. I'm a former Marine, so every time I saw one of these on the battlefield, it was just like, I just want to drop that dude and get that thing out of here. However, to my surprise, I love this little gun.
It is very nice.
It's super accurate. What did we end up saying? It was like 400, a little over 400, like 410, 408 to 410 FPS.
Yeah.
It's got a little hop-up adjuster inside here. It's not a rotary style, but it works. So we'll get into some more nitty-gritty in a minute. But real quick, another glance at this Cyma, CYMA, not sure. Let's take a look at the other gun that we got in the box of awesomeness.
Right. We got the other AK, which it looks adequate.
And I believe this is the Matrix.
Yes, this is the Matrix brand. Dual
Charging handle.
Dual charging handles, which I'll get into that later. Pretty much full plastic, except for the buffer tube. Weird choice.
Trigger guard is metal, but
the top dust cover is metal, but pretty much everything else is like polymer. And when I say the buffer tube, I mean just the buffer tube itself. This is really cheap. It wobbles a lot, but yeah.
And as you can see, probably if you want to hold that out there a little bit, we threw on a mock suppressor. We took the orange muzzle brake off. We didn't have another AK style muzzle brake to throw on it because we don't have any AKs, so we were just slapping what parts we could. Mm-hmm. We threw that mock suppressor just for aesthetics. It looks kind of cool. So before we go into our full review, we just kind of wanted to remind everybody the guns that we got in that box. If you haven't seen that video, go back and check that one out first. It's the full unboxing. And again, I was a little bit harsh initially.
We were we were way too ecstatic with our expectations.
Sure. So with that, we're going to go straight into the Kyma. We're going to talk about it for just a few minutes first. Again, right out of the box, it's got good weight. It's all metal. I mean, it feels durable. I feel like I can throw this around, drop it in the sand, drag it through the muck, and I think I would be okay with it.
Yeah.
Other than, and we've got some stuff coming for this. As you guys probably noticed, if you did watch the first video, we got rid of the orange tip. While we're on the subject of the muzzle brake, I don't know if you can see that.
They lied to us.
Those are not battle wounds from gameplay on the muzzle brake. That is adjustable wrench. So on the website, it says
it is 14mm negative.
Negative thread.
The muzzle
counterclockwise.
The muzzle brake, this part itself, is positive thread with a negative thread adapter to hold everything else in place.
Yeah.
Why would they put it like that?
So just so you know, if you run out and get this gun and the website says negative thread, which for those of you that don't know is counterclockwise, the muzzle brake itself is not negative.
No.
It is positive. The adapter underneath, however, is negative. So all the scarring you see there, that was us twisting it negative, counterclockwise, trying to get it off. Before I said, you know what, let's just try the other way, maybe. And sure enough, it spun. it would have been hand tight.
easy.
But anyway, that's besides the point. Whip-de-doo. So a couple other things that we determined. Quality build gun, very accurate, very reliable, garbage magazine.
Why?
Ditch this. Now I get it. They've got to send you a magazine of some sort.
Yeah.
They're not going to send you a high dollar, mid cap, awesome mag, which I don't get it. But even for, it's garbage.
Yeah.
So what we did is we trashed this, and we took the magazine
From the
Matrix, and bam. Now, in my opinion, it looks better, that fake copper color. This one feeds a lot better for a high cap, that is.
That's for a cap.
So we've been running this one in here. Adjustable, foldable, buttstock. That's pretty cool. That comes in pretty handy. Overall, I would say my personal opinion on this, quality is great. Other than the few things that I talked about, that muzzle brake, we did have to loosen up the front sight. It was way off. We had to do some shimmying.
Yeah, that was weird when we got it straight out of the box. Because on the Box of Awesomeness, they have a little asterisk next to it telling you whether or not that they, the person who originally bought it returned it, and they deemed it was enough so that other people could buy it as well. Same thing here, and I believe this was on the asterisk list.
This was. So basically it was either pre-owned or some sort of demo model.
Or it was returned.
Or it was a returned item.
Yeah.
And it wasn't in the greatest of shape.
It was rough.
It was rough.
The whole front sight was cockeyed. I'd say
And
at
it's
least
still,
15
it's
degrees.
still a little bit loose. Not going to nitpick a whole lot. What?
Well, there's one thing I want to...
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so as you notice, to release the dust cover, you pull it up at that sweet angle. This is very nice. I do like this bit. The other one, not so much. That also holds a pin at the very front. Now you can remove the top of this off if you wanted to replace parts or whatever, etc. However, on the side you have your optic rail. So you can get a optic rail that slides over the top here and would just fold over the top like that. So you can put a red dye, ACOG, or whatever. If you have an optic rail like that with a dust cover that folds up, if you have the optic on there, you won't be able to fold that up.
Yeah, you'll have to take your optics off, or put your battery in, close the dust cover, mount your optics, and play, and hope that they stayed sighted in. Once you need to change your battery, undo your optics, pull it off. But I think that's just something you can kind of expect from an AK, unless you have some sort of rail that you can put on there.
Also, when you fold this, which I really like this. When you fold this, you notice that the optic rail just fits right in between there. However, you cannot shoot this with the stock folded with an optic. It's not possible. You would have to get a different stock, or you'd have to get a Dremel tool and probably cut that out, which honestly I wouldn't even bother at that point.
Yeah. So, yeah, a few things there. While we're on the topic of Dremel tool, if I may. So, I told you guys in our last video that we were going to get some batteries, put these through some tests. We went out and bought stick batteries. This is a Matrix 1500 11.1 battery. You notice I'm kind of holding it funny because I don't want to show you all the nasty scarring down here on the bottom. And that, my friends, is because when you go to slide this battery in, it's going to go about that far and stop. It's not going any further. And we were like, what's going on? Turns out, on your foregrip here on the top piece, the metal piece right here, we had to Dremel that out completely just to be able to fit this battery. We figured that out after we forcefully tried to get the battery. And we're just trying to see what this thing could handle. And we took some of the shroud tape off the outside. Still works, but if you're going to use a stick battery this size, you're going to have to do some modifications on that foregrip.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it literally will sit right about there.
Won't close.
And won't close. With a little bit of Dremel work, see, and it's still a little bit tight, but you can slide it in. And it'll slide in even further had we Dremeled it out a little bit more, but we didn't need to. So anyway, that's basically it in a nutshell. with this dude. I'm extremely pleased with it. I was pretty negative, pretty harsh in our initial unboxing video. I'm going to apologize for that to the good folks out there that are making these and pushing them out, because I'm okay with it. I would comfortably take this to any Milsims event,
Yeah.
or your standard, our backyard CQB course. It's a bit much.
No.
It hurls them out there.
While we were out there, we were actually like, what we normally do is whenever we get another rifle, we go the full length of our yard and shoot each other in the back to see how it feels. We didn't even do that with this because we assumed that it's like, nah, that's gonna. No.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this guy. I think anybody out there that was looking to get into the AK market at a pretty affordable rate,
Yeah.
it's not bad. Fire selector is a little loose when it's in the full auto mode, which, okay.
Yeah, it's weird.
When it's in the full auto mode in the middle, it's pretty solid. After firing a little bit, it gets loose and drops down to semi-auto. It's probably nothing. It's probably pretty simple to tighten that up. But since we're doing a review, it's probably worth noting.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. All you. I don't even want to talk about this one. But you know what? To be fair, this is a lower end. This is kind of like the stuff you give your little sister.
We can't even say that because realistically, when you look it up on the site, this is 111. That's 130. This is only $20 cheaper. So you can knock it a little bit.
Yeah.
But so this is not very good at all. So I mentioned how that folds up and it's really convenient and nice. This one, literally, you just take the whole thing off.
Yeah.
Also, when we first got this, the hammer or the charging handle wasn't even on there. It actually, you can pull this apart if you wanted to, pull it off, take the priming handle and everything, and that's pretty much it. No Dremel work, but the downside is you can only run one battery, which is this. This is the NIMH. Basically, it's a 120 milliamp battery. This is the only thing it can run.
And I believe that's an 8.6.
Yes. So.
Probably worth mentioning the reason we've got some Gorilla Tape on the front side or the rear side there.
This back side is terrible. Now I will say when you adjust it all the way, as you were, trying to get trajectory on different ranges, when you have it all the way up, it's actually quite snug and doesn't move around. But well, when you're using airsoft, you want it all the way down because you're not going to be shooting at those ranges. It's incredibly loose, and in fact, it would move side to side, up and down. So we just got some tape and taped it down so it would stop moving because that was incredibly annoying.
Other than that, I mean, our test firing results on the Kaima were phenomenal. This guy, there's no hop up. Again, folks, it's a super low end, kind of a entry level, very, very entry level. If your 7-year-old is looking to get into airsoft and you want to get them something to shoot at paper targets and you want them to look like Rambo, then maybe that's the way to go. They kind of just roll out of the front of the gun.
Well, imagine shooting your M4 or AK with the hop up all the way down. It literally arcs down.
Yeah, so
even in short
pretty low quality, but we kind of came to expect that. However, we're not displeased. It was a good test. It was a good first unboxing for us. It kind of gave us an excuse to start this channel. We were going to go through and just start reviewing all of our other guns, which we will, but this was kind of like an initial, here's our channel, here's what we plan on doing, and so here's kind of a review on these AKs. Ultimately, this dude, I'm sold. Love this little guy. That dude,
this is a backyard gun only. We'll never
backyard
take this
gun.
out.
Yeah, no, that'll probably never make any of the games. But
Nope.
Ultimately, that's kind of all we've really got for today on these two AKs. Again, if you didn't get a chance, go watch the other video first or watch this one first. It doesn't really matter. We hope you enjoy what you saw. We plan on getting a lot more of these videos out. We're going to start doing some more shooting stuff and get into some reviews of the guns that we really, really use a lot and really enjoy and know a lot better. Mm-hmm. These are a week old, so we're still trying to get a feel for them. But if you guys have questions or comments, or if you got some information on these guns that maybe we missed, leave them in the comments down below. hit that thumbs up button, get the bell on, all the YouTube stuff, and we're going to try to get out a bunch more of these videos. So for now, I'm going to sign off from Redcon 1 Tactical Headquarters. Again, it's been a pleasure. Hope you guys enjoy the video.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.